X-Men 97 showrunner deleted post could implicate Marvel exec Brad Winderbaum in alleged PA misconduct, cover up, and retaliation scandal. So, I have talked about this person before, Bo DeMeo. And, I found him to be kind of perverted, honestly. My take on him. People, it's mixed, right? People's like, he did such a good job on X-Men 97. Really? He had somebody chasing Wolverine like Wolverine needed to worry about being in the shower. In fact, this person was after Wolverine peeking in the shower at him, going, "Do you need me to scratch your back?" Oh no, 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 no. We don't need to be doing all that. Why are you doing all that? The show, take that aspect out of it, that element out. It was well done. It was. But that ruined it for me.
Yeah.
I mean, Morph was always in the show anyway. He was always creepy as shit around Wolverine. It was just.
No, that was the new show. The old one wasn't like that.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the new show.
Yeah, like he was gonna surprise sex him, right?
Yeah.
By force.
Yeah.
And they were hinting at, oh, the show's gonna continue and they're gonna have a relationship. Ooh. I mean, I don't care if Morph to me looks like default a male more than anything. I don't care what he can shift into. I don't care. That's a big no. And it's shameful the way they're doing Wolverine in that role. But to get to the story, could Marvel's Brad Winderbaum be involved in a major scandal involving misconduct and retaliation? X-Men creator, showrunner Bo DeMeo has made explosive allegations against Marvel Studios, accusing unnamed producers of retaliating against him after he reported alleged misconduct involving a Marvel higher-up and production assistant. So, yes, he's been making allegations against Marvel, but the story gets a little more involved suddenly. DeMeo has finally confirmed the executive at the center of it all, according to DeMeo, was none other than Brad Winderbaum, Marvel's head of streaming, television, and animation. He claimed that after he alerted the studio about a potentially exploitive sexual relationship between a lead and a PA, a senior producer not only buried the report, but he tipped off the accuser, who then allegedly worked to discredit DeMeo behind the scenes. So this person over Marvel streaming, television, animation could very well have been into some sexual misconduct, and it got buried when DeMeo tipped it off, to put it simply. So DeMeo also said his ongoing concerns at Marvel were brushed off by executives who, according to him, told him deal with it because the individuals involved were amazingly talented. Sounds about right. That's the way things usually go. The accusations were serious enough that many began speculating who the unnamed executive could be, especially given the timing of DeMeo's firing just days before X-Men 97 debuted on Disney. He was the showrunner, and right before the show came out, he's fired.
Yeah, something going on there.
Oh, okay.
Funny, DeMeo wrote on a since deleted post on X, instead of having a person's actual bad conduct with PA investigated by HR, as well as the cover-up perpetuated by certain producers to smear me after I reported said conduct. This latest wording has been interpreted by many to imply that Brad Winderbaum may have been either the individual involved in the alleged inappropriate relationship or the executive who covered it up. I know it's a lot of reading, but bear with me. At the same time, DeMeo himself has faced accusations of inappropriate behind-the-scenes behavior, including claims that he sent suggestive photos of himself to staff members. DeMeo has forcefully denied those. That's what it says. Denied those allegations, calling them part of the very smear campaign that he was orchestrated in retaliation for reporting misconduct. I think they all did it. And as far as Bo DeMayo goes, if you look at his social media, he's gay, and it's a lot of him oiled up and posing. I believe he's quite the pervert.
Well,
I believe there's misallegations. I mean, I believe there is misconduct everywhere to be had. That's my take on it.
well, that's what I was going to say. I think they're all in on it. And to find somebody that works in that company that's not would probably be a very rare thing.
Yeah, I think you're onto something there.
Because, I mean, somebody probably got mad at somebody and then said something, and here it is.
Well, I believe it was a case of mutually assured destruction, to where if anybody pulls that trigger, a lot of people are gonna fall. But they're like, we're gonna let it fall with pervert number one, the one who made the allegations, to cover all of our asses. I think there's a lot of sickness going around. I honestly think so, and this exposes a touch more of it. Now, a lot of people said Bo DeMayo, he did such a good job, we're on his side. I don't really know. I can't really say. All I can say is I've seen his social media, and I find that he's a bit of a pervert, in my opinion. And I can only speak for myself.
Yeah. Well, it's like I was saying, I think something happened and somebody got pissed off because they could have got rejected or whatever and blabbed and here
It could have been. It could have also been somebody using their higher position to manipulate people for sex. We don't know.
Yeah.
But it kind of sounds that way, honestly, but we don't know. DeMayo's confirmation, yes, it says confirmation, raises serious questions about Marvel's internal culture. Sometimes I have to reread a word because I'm like, sounds a little funny, but yeah, that's what it says.
All I know is I would not want to work for Marvel. I couldn't stand it.
I wouldn't want to work with Marvel or DC.
No, I don't want to work for him.
It reminds me of that story about UBI Soft, which I know a lot of people say Ubi or UB, but I say UBI Soft, where they had a lot of similar things happening in their office and it leaked out. I'm betting most offices that have a lot of money to throw around have a lot of sickos and misconduct. Misconduct.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, it's rampant in the corporate sector, especially in the really high money stuff.
Yes, even when you don't account for LGBTQ, then the mind virus, so to speak. Even when you don't account for that, there's still plenty of sickness to go around. Even if we get that, where it's not corrupting everything in its path, where you can be that, just be that over there. There's still plenty of sickness to be had. I mean, that doesn't mean we're clean now. The house is clean. It doesn't mean that.